Welcome back to Cosmic Kickback, the galaxy's favorite talk show. As always, I'm your co-host Nick, joined by my co-host Joshua.
What's good, everyone?
Today we got a special episode. We're going to be talking about Longlegs, which is Oz Perkin's newest film, starring Maika Monroe from It Follows and Nick Cage from a bunch of shit. I'm sure if you went to go see this movie that you're a fan of him. We got Mike as a special guest for the review.
Yes, sir. I'm back already. Yep.
Dude, he's always asking to be on the podcast.
Hey, let me in, bro.
He wants to hear himself. Let me. So yeah, we're gonna talk about Longlegs, the cinematography, the writing, the whole plot, and also maybe a bit about the marketing behind this movie before it even like came out.
So how long did this come out? It came out like what, 3-4 weeks ago at this point? Maybe 5?
Yeah, I think July 14th, like mid-July.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll probably be about
a
3
month.
or 4 weeks. Yeah.
Okay.
Do you guys want to do a non-spoiler? Like a little like.
Should we? I mean, I feel like
section?
I don't know. This has been out
for a while.
already
Yeah.
a while.
Okay, I'm down to go straight into spoilers. Then we can talk about everything.
Here, I'll tell everyone real quick. If you haven't seen this, it's worth seeing. I 100% would back out of this, even if you've been on the fence. This is definitely worth the watch. You don't want this spoiled, but we're gonna spoil.
Yep. Full spoilers ahead.
I agree. It is also worth the watch if you like horror in any regard. And Nick Cage, you should go see this one. It's worth it. All right,
Nick.
we are now getting into spoiler territory.
All right, Nick, what do you got to say, bro?
Hey, bro. I mean, so first, let's talk about the marketing coming up to this movie, because maybe it had my expectations set in a different place.
Oh,
The marketing for this movie, it's done by Neon, which is like, it's an independent film studio. They make a lot of good movies. Parasite came out of there, a couple other movies. The marketing for this movie was really well done. It was really like cryptic. The teasers, the trailers did not reveal much. Honestly, probably up until the last trailer they revealed, I didn't even watch that last one.
Yeah,
but
either.
I was getting the sense that this is going to be like a classic serial killer chase, like manhunt movie. You can tell that this is inspired by like Seven. It's been compared to like being the next Silence of the Lambs in some trailers, which I don't know if that maybe did good or did bad, but
I'll be honest, I've never seen that movie, so it didn't affect me.
okay, well that's good then. Maybe you're unbiased.
Yeah.
But I really like the marketing coming out of this. It was done really well. I like the aesthetic of like the red text. The whole name Longlegs is really intriguing too. I liked that. I mean, what did you guys think? Did you watch any trailers?
Like Longlegs?
I do, bro. I got some.
Yeah, I saw the trailers and it didn't really sway me in any way. I just saw all the marketing where everybody was like, bro, this is the best horror movie of the decade or whatever. It blows Hereditary out of the water. It's the next Silence of the Lambs, but I've never seen that one, so I didn't know what that meant. And so I know Hereditary, it's pretty good, but I wasn't really expecting much because horror isn't my genre that I prefer. But I really enjoyed it though. Overall, it's probably one of my favorite horror movies of recent memory.
Damn.
Okay. I mean, getting into the plot now, like I agree. I think that this movie is, first off, it's beautifully shot. Like the cinematography, I think creates such what is the word? I guess like an environment, or it creates like such an aesthetic for like the whole world. And I really liked it. There's so many shots where people are walking in the middle of the frame, or they're positioned to like the forefront of the frame, and there's something behind. I'm sure if I watch this again, I could like study each frame and kind of notice what's going on in the background.
Yeah,
I actually think at times that you see like the devil, or
Yeah.
whatever you want to call it. Dude, the creepiest one was when Harker's at her cabin, and like she just looks out the window, and you just see like figure just like standing in the middle.
Well, apparently in that scene, the devil is like, the shadow figure is behind Longlegs. Longlegs is there, and then the devil figure is behind him, and then it kind of dissipates into the air. And I didn't notice that. I only saw it when somebody like put up some footage online of that scene, and I was like, oh shit, I didn't even.
Right.
I saw Longlegs' figure, but I didn't see the devil when I first.
Yeah, I feel like you definitely would get the most value out of this the more you see it. Kind of like what people say here about Hereditary, like it gets better on like the second or third viewing.
I agree.
So
yeah, I think this
like
movie
movies
definitely
like
has
that.
rewatchability.
yes, I agree.
I will say,
already it.
I will say, I mean, we haven't talked anything about the plot, but for me, for the movie, I feel like the expectations that the marketing put up on this film actually may have hurt it, for me at least, because you know, whenever I hate how it seems like every year there's some movie where they're like, this is the scariest movie in a decade. Like, holy shit. Like, it seems like it's every year that happens, and every year I'm disappointed. Like, this movie was good, don't get me wrong, but I feel like it's not like what a lot of those things say. Like, don't go in with those expectations. Like, I still enjoyed it. I thought it was like, you know, better than the average horror film, especially this year with like shit like Night Swim and The Strangers Chapter 1 coming out. It's way better than those.
Jesus.
But it's not like I feel like I actually would have probably liked this better if I had not seen that marketing. If I had just seen like the first trailer and like that's it. I didn't see them saying this is the greatest thing ever. Like, if that just makes your expectations so high that it could just fuck it for you. And I think it kind of did fuck it for me.
I think I'm inclined to agree with you on that, because I mean, comparing it to Silence of the Lambs and all these other movies that have come out that are like literal classics, probably some of the greatest films of all time, is not doing it any favors. If I was marketing a film or even just making a trailer, like, I wouldn't draw those comparisons. I would just have my movie come out, you know, be like a low-key banger, and then if people are like, yo, this is actually better than it was expected to be, then that does, like, I don't know, it boosts like its ratings, it boosts like people talking about it, not in a negative way.
Well, I feel like normally what trailers and marketing do typically is like a week or two after they come out, after the movie is released, the people that still haven't, like, because you know, like, big fans of horror or big fans of the genre or whatever are gonna see it the first 2 weekends. After that, you have to try and get the people that haven't gone, that were like, I don't know, you got to get them to go in. And I think that is when you use trailers that have quotes from people saying like, oh my god, this is the scariest thing ever, oh my god, this is like this, but like, you know, saying stuff like that after like 2-3 weeks of it being out. I think that's typically what people do. And like, that's very common for them to do that with any movie. And then that gets the like people that have kind of been stragglers, like, to come in and see it. But doing that before even the first weekend, I'm sure it probably boosted sales, maybe it got people more excited. But it for people like me who were going to see it anyway, I do think it just, like, I don't know, because it is good, don't get me wrong. But in my opinion, we can talk about it like when we get to it, but I felt like it starts off very, very strong, and I think the longer it went on, it became a bit messier for me. Like, the third act especially became the messiest. I think acts 1 and 2 are pretty much on the same level, but like, I did notice as I watched it, my tension, the tension that I had, what I thought was scary and all that, it began to halter off near the end, and at the end I was kind of just like waiting for it to end, I felt like.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree. Like, in trailers after the first week, like, say for Paranormal Activity, like, they have like audience reaction trailers and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, stuff like that is inclined to get those like people that are kind of on the fence about horror movies to go see it. And I don't know what the box offices are. I can maybe look it up. But
it passed Parasite. It's Neon's highest grossing movie now.
Yeah, it's done very well.
Shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, well, that's good. Did you guys want to get into this story now?
Yeah.
Kind of just pick apart the plot. Yeah, going from the first 2 acts, I think that the first act, like the first 30 minutes, is really strong. Like, the whole opening scene with like the young girl, like the young Lee Harker, and we see Longlegs. I love how they have like the top half of his face hidden. I thought that was really well done, which also they did in marketing. They did not show Longlegs at all.
Yeah.
And if they did, it was maybe like a fucking 2 or 3 frames. But I love the jump scare in the opening. I had so many theories going into this movie. I remember thinking of how it was going to go. And I can maybe tell y'all later if we want to like write our own endings. But when this movie came on, dude, and that opening happened, like, I was genuinely scared, bro. I've heard people saying that this movie is not scary, but for like the
those people are
one
dumb, I
time,
think.
yeah, those people are just being like stupid. The whole time I was watching this, I was genuinely scared. Like, the parts we were with the FBI agents, even when you think you feel safe, bro, like at the very beginning, one of them gets like gunned down.
That got me. I'm not gonna lie,
dude.
Very unexpected. That's why I think it starts off so good. Probably one of the best openings in the movies like this year.
Yeah,
like maybe in the past couple years, honestly.
Because it's not like a jump scare movie where you're like expected to like jump in your seat or whatever. It's just one of those movies that it just keeps like nibbling at you throughout the movie about
Yeah.
how like you're just thinking about Longlegs and you're like, Jesus, bro, like this guy needs to get out because I'm gonna have nightmares.
Yeah, there's only like 2 or maybe 3 jump scares in the whole movie. And I actually I don't like movies that have excessive jump scares because at a certain point, and a lot of times in those movies, you can just, when it's coming. You're like, okay, there's gotta be one, and you're like, it happens. You're like, okay, yeah. When movies like this don't do that, and when they do it, it works even better because it's like, oh, there hasn't been a jump scare in the last 40 minutes, and then this shit just fucking happened. Like, there's a scene where Harker goes back to her house, and she looks through some old photos, and there's just a fucking jump scare out of nowhere where like you just get Longlegs' face just like in your face and like loud thing, and Harker drops the photos because she's like, holy shit, I took a photo of this dude when I was a child and like it's been repressed. What did y'all think of that plot? So yeah, basically the plot, what did y'all think of the reveal that like Longlegs has like been there, I guess, from the start for her?
Okay, so going into Lee Harker as a character,
okay,
and this will tie into him like being in her fucking basement the whole time.
Yeah.
At first, I was a little, I guess, upset, or I was kind of just like, oh, why are they going this direction when they decided to make Lee Harker take like what is it called? The psychic ability test? Like they make her take a test where she looks at like 16 images and she gets like half of them right. And they're like, oh shit, like, half psychic's better than no psychic. And they assign her to the Longlegs case. I was like, if you're going to write in those abilities, like, I wish that she just would have been a good detective, not because of that, but just because like she's a hardworking good detective. But I get how it's written into the plot that Harker has like some repressed memories, and why that could be why Longlegs was able to pretty much like hide under her feet like for so long. Like there's a door in her mom's house that's locked, and I think even a cockroach like comes out of it at some point. So it's like, what the fuck is going on down there? But yeah, Longlegs has been hidden. I don't know. I didn't really mind it after like letting the movie sit. But like when I first came out of the theater, I was like, damn, bro, like this girl's fucking psychic. Like she couldn't tell this dude was under her feet the whole time.
Well, like that's the thing I think is the thing I'm most unsure of and how I feel. I feel like I dislike it more than I like it. I feel like this movie feels very grounded for the most part. And then in the last, like, that's why the third act feels messy for me. Because, like, they do, introduce the possibility of, like, psychics in the beginning in the first act. But it kind of, like, it never really comes back. Like, in the first scene, like, she's like, oh, it's this house. And then, like, that's, like, probably the biggest instance in which that ability is, like, used, if you want to call it an ability. And then everything kind of just gets very grounded and very, like just a regular serial killer detective, like, trying to hunt them down type thing. And, but then in the last third act, it just, all this supernatural stuff comes at you. And I feel like for me, I would have liked it maybe sprinkled out in the other acts a bit more, because I feel like because of that happening all at the end, it made me kind of be a bit like, okay, like it's kind of like they were trying to be like, okay, like, well, why did this serial killer do all this stuff? Why was this? And then it was just like, the devil. And to me, that feels a little like, I don't know, like, I feel like I needed more to get to that point to buy into it more. It kind of just comes out of nowhere, in my opinion.
Do you think if they like introduced the dolls, like maybe like second act, it would have helped a little bit? Like the scene where they find the doll and then they cut like the little orb out and they're doing the ultrasound on it. And the guy's like, huh, it sounds like it's saying my ex-wife's name or whatever, but it's probably just nothing. Like if they would have done that, like sprinkled that in earlier, then you could kind of be thinking about it. Maybe that would have helped. But I don't know. Like this isn't my genre that I typically watch. Like y'all have more experience in this
I feel like
genre.
Yeah, I feel like if maybe during those scenes, if there was like more I guess exposition about potential like devil, because they do talk about, oh, like it's a cult, or like, oh, satanic worshiping in this thing or whatever, but they never go into detail about what that is or why that is and why is that relevant to this. They kind of just say it, and I would have wanted to like see more of like the connection of the dots, because there's a lot of times where like it's just like she kind of just knows, and like even when the detective's like, oh, how do you know, she's just like, oh, I just did. And it's like, I don't know, like I don't want to call it lazy writing, because I think this is a pretty good script. It's pretty airtight. I just think it's not lazy writing. It's just like, I feel like for me personally, the supernatural element needed to be more
fleshed out.
Yeah, because like for me, I feel like, okay, are you trying to make a more grounded like movie like Seven, where it's like this is just straight up, you know, with detectives going after a serial killer, or are you? And it kind of like does. I feel like it doesn't know what it wants to be, and then at the end when it confirms like, yeah, this is like a supernatural thing, like because it introduces like mind control of the dolls and like bringing in like the devil, like to the, or it's not really mind control. It's like the devil himself is controlling. I felt like it was like, okay, I get it, but they're just kind of telling me that's what it is, and it kind of came out of nowhere. Like I was thinking, I was very intrigued in the beginning, because the whole thing is they're saying like, okay, we got all these families, there's no sign of anyone else entering the home besides the like family owner, like the family, and so they're like, oh, so like the dad kills his family and then himself because Longlegs told him to. And then they're like, that doesn't make any sense. So then I was very intrigued, because I was like, okay, like how are these murders happening? Like how is he doing them? And when the explanation is just, oh, the devil, I feel like it's kind of like, oh damn, like I wanted it more, at least to flesh it out more, like instead of it just, I don't know. Am I the only one that feels like that?
Mike?
Nick, what do you think? Bro, like, see, it doesn't, I mean, did it get kind of messy? Yes. I think the biggest mistake in this movie was killing Longlegs. I feel like if he would have stuck around more and they would have done more things like that he did himself, I would have probably given this a 5 out of 5. But they killed him off. I feel like it was like, what, middle of the movie he died?
Yeah, like that interrogation scene.
I think it was
Yeah.
like right before the third act started. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. I wish he would have stuck around a little longer. And then I think one of the things I didn't get is like, now that I'm dead, I'm gonna be everywhere. But like, wasn't he already everywhere and doing this even before he died?
I don't know.
Like,
A part of me,
I think he's just spewing shit because he's like crazy.
okay.
yeah, I thought he meant like his face was gonna be everywhere because he fucking bashed his face in.
Bro.
I was like, I don't like where this is going. Stop. Yeah. Speaking on what Josh spoke, I kind of have to agree, because, like I said, the first and second act are really good, and when I first came out of this, I didn't like that it did like the devil is the real villain kind of aspect, because going into this, I was expecting a detective thriller, and then when you introduce some kind of supernatural entity or even just like religion and like the devil, like it immediately becomes a horror movie. And I feel like a detective thriller movie and a horror movie can't really blend together, because it's like one of them can very much happen in real life. Somebody can come into your home and kill you. Like it's a possibility. But in a horror movie, when you're introducing kind of like a supernatural entity or just the devil, it kind of makes it less believable. And thinking about it, I think that the orbs inside of the dolls, because Lee has a doll herself, and I think her mom shoots it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think at one point you even see like some black smoke like dissipate from her head.
Yeah.
I think
she
that,
like passes out or whatever. Lee passes out.
yeah, we know that Longlegs is like a doll maker, so I think when he makes those orbs, it has like the devil's like influence or something like that.
Yeah, because he has like the book, like that ritual book or whatever.
Yeah.
He'd be
So
practicing.
I'm thinking that like maybe she wasn't psychic, like that was just kind of like she thought that she
because
was
they're connected.
psychic. Yeah, so I think that was maybe just the devil like tapping her on the shoulder, being like, "Oh, go look in that house," or like, "Oh, like come to this location." Like I feel like a lot of the time it was him just kind of manipulating her, and I don't know what the big why is. I know at the very end in the third act, like Lee has to kill her own mom, which is fucking crazy because she's the accomplice. And I agree. I did want Longlegs to stick around a lot more because I did want to know the why. But if they're gonna chalk it all up to be like, oh, this is the devil who's doing all this, like, I know the director spoke about it. Like the very end, there's a cliffhanger, and people are like, oh, like what happens? Like, is there gonna be like another ending? And he's like, it's not my problem. Like the devil pretty much like made Lee do like one of the worst fucking things, which was kill her mom, and like yeah, like it's kind of just another day for him. Like maybe he just does it because he's like sadistic, like he enjoys toying with people's lives. But I did want to know the why behind the murders. Like I thought, of course, all these murders are connected by these girls having the 14th birthday, which I finally got, which is cool. But yeah, I wanted a bigger reasoning than just, oh yeah, the devil wanted to have his fun. Something more darker, like something more believable.
Well,
Yeah.
For me, it's less about the believable part. I kind of disagree where you said you don't think these can mix. I think they can. Like, I think there's just a way you can balance them, and I feel like this one wasn't balanced as well. I think the third act is very supernatural heavy, whereas the other two are not really. They're way more grounded, like way more, to the point where it's like it's not even close in comparison.
Yeah.
I think I would have maybe had the second act have a bit more like breadcrumbs that are supernatural, so that when it comes full force in the third act, it doesn't come as like, what the fuck are we doing? Like, you know?
Yeah.
I think I actually do say to praise the supernatural part a bit. I think if you think about it in this way, I feel like if you introduce the idea and you can accept that, okay, like this is just because Longlegs is a devil worshiper, which is scary, especially if you're religious, like people that believe in God and like are religious, like, you know, then they believe in demons and shit as well. So like people that are religious, I think, would find this more scary than someone obviously who isn't, you know, religious or is an atheist or something, because they're gonna think of it as, oh, this is just entirely like false. But getting past that, I think if they introduce it more so that it doesn't come as a shock, I think at the end with, you talked about how Lee had to kill her mom. I think if you think about it, the devil kind of like got what he wanted, if you think about it, because like the devil would just want to just cause as much like pain as possible, and this dude caused, you know, Lee to go and like she had to kill her mom, and like just did all like that's such an awful ending. Like she killed her mom, she clearly didn't want to, her mom was like fucked up, and then she had to kill her boss, and like at the end then she wasted all her ammo, and then now like you know what I mean, like it's kind of like the devil's just like having fun. So I do think I like the ending in the sense that the I guess it's not a good ending, it's leaning more on a bad ending, but it kind of like leaves it ambiguous on what's happening next. But if you think about it, the devil, I guess, would have accomplished what he wanted in that, if you think about it like that.
Yeah, I agree with you. Like after that was my feelings getting out of the theater, but after thinking about it, I'm like, I can't really hate a movie because I expected it to be like Silence of the Lambs or Seven. Like if I watch this again, I honestly would probably try to pick up on the things in the background of scenes, like maybe the devil's like there in the first couple of minutes, or we just don't notice it. There's a lot of like wide shots.
Yeah, well, you expected that because the marketing said that.
Yeah, like it kind of like, I don't want to say destroyed itself with like what it was comparing itself to, but like some things, if you overhype it, it can ruin it from like being a great movie to just turning out to be good. But if I watch this again, I feel like I would really appreciate the supernatural elements. Like I don't have a problem at all if it's the devil, because I'm like, oh, like I can actually maybe try to look for it and see like the early signs. I appreciate Oz Perkins trying to do something on his own that's like different and new, or I don't want to say new, but like it is blending the two elements of like a crime thriller with horror, if you want to call it. And I also agree, like, yeah, for people who are like religious or in any aspect believe in like the devil, like that could, you know, be a scare for them, because he doesn't ever really show up in the movie. He's always kind of like an invisible force.
You see like his face a little bit on the doll, I think, at one point.
Dude, oh my fucking god, that scene where like the doll has the black tarp over it and you can just see like the two red eyes.
Yeah.
Oh my fucking god. And I also think there's another shot in this where I don't know if it's when Lee's like at her cabin and you see Longlegs and the devil standing like in front of each other, but there's like, I think you see Baphomet or the devil like with his horns. Like you straight up see like a big ass horn dude.
Yeah, there's like apparently 15 shots in the film that have that horned shadow figure hidden in it.
Yeah, I noticed one of them. It was one when she was like at her mom's house and like you just look behind her in a window and it's so fucking obvious. I'm like, holy shit.
I think that one was the most obvious one. It was right at the end, yeah.
Yeah.
Then there's one where she's like walking out of the house and it's just a silhouette in like the window and it's like a split second as she's like walking away from the window.
See,
But
I
bro,
like that. If you can find it, it's like he's always kind of there, just like watching.
so as far as like these supernatural horror movies go, if that's what you want to call it, I really enjoy this one a lot. Like the last one, like this type of movie I've seen in the theater was Nun 2. So like comparing these two movies is like not even close. Like this one is done on a so much better of a level than the Nun 2 because like none of that movie made any sense, And so because Nun 2 is just god awful. Like the devil shows up, bro, like the goat shows up, bro, at the end and it's like trying to bust down a door and like there's like these little kids in there and I'm just like, bro, like what am I watching? Like this because that movie relies on jump scares rather than just like the build up of the tension just throughout the movie. And so yeah, I don't know. This just isn't my preferred genre, but like I really like if they were like if the movies that come out of this genre were more like Longlegs, I would be more of a fan. So I mean I really enjoyed it regardless of like all the little nitpicks and stuff throughout, but that's just me.
Yeah, I actually agree with you. I think I prefer this sort of use of supernatural stuff way over like stuff like The Nun and like other horror movies that by the end it's like less of a horror movie and it's more of like an action film with like a fucking demon just jumping at you, like I vastly prefer this over that. For me, I still do like it. I just think the bridge between I guess acts 2 and 3 in terms of like supernatural, but I think the seeds could have been laid a bit better. So, but I think on a rewatch, now that I know what to expect, like I know where the film's going, I think I actually might like it better. I don't know, maybe. Talking on something different, I think Nicolas Cage is really good in this. Like his performance as Longlegs is probably like him and Maika Monroe are like they're both dialed in like crazy. Like I a lot of times I think Nicolas Cage has been known to be very over the top with his acting. And I haven't seen all of his movies. I know he's been working like crazy for like fucking decades, bro. Like he's got like hundreds of films. Yeah. He's got hundreds of films in his filmography. But from what I have seen, I think this is probably like the best use of his acting because it actually makes sense why this character would be so over the top and so like his acting works great in this. And I think it's good that they did enough facial like prosthetic stuff to him to where I can't really tell it's him unless I look really close. Like I don't know. I think it all works very well. And I like when I first came out of the movie, I was a bit like, I wish he was in it more. But I actually think I'm glad he wasn't in it more. Like I think not using him that much actually benefits the movie a bit.
Okay. I just saw where people were like, this needed to be somebody other than Nicolas Cage because it took that person out of the movie just because it was Nicolas Cage. I'm like, bro, well then you're just thinking about it too much.
Yeah, see,
I just watch the movie and enjoy it for what it is.
Yeah, I feel like I disagree with that because like when I feel like if I didn't know Nicolas Cage was in this and I looked at that, I wouldn't think immediately, oh my god, that's Nicolas Cage because it doesn't even look like him. Like
it doesn't.
They put hella prosthetics on him, bro. Like it's fucking crazy.
He looks like Marilyn Manson or some type shit.
He looks really fucked up. But like, I think maybe at some point I would have been like, is that Nicolas Cage? Because of the voice. Because he has a very, distinctive voice. But at the same point, I wouldn't be able to like know. So I feel like that's a stupid complaint, actually. If someone said that to me, I agree. I'd probably
I've seen it several times. That's the only reason why like I brought it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Like the singing scene?
Oh, hell yeah.
Let me in now.
Dude, when I was watching that, like it was making me like I was laughing because I was fucking nervous. Like it was really like I wasn't
like awkward laughing, yeah.
But like imagine if someone in real life like just fucking came up to you with that like he looked like Longlegs and just started singing to you, bro. It'd be so fucking weird. And I heard the way that they had written his character and made him kind of look like that because clearly Longlegs has had like botched surgeries. His face is really puffy, like he looks like he has a fucking mask on.
Yeah.
But his character apparently also used to be like either a TV or like a theater actor. So he kind of has like I don't know, I don't want to say that charisma, but he has like that
You
Of
got
course, that
Riz.
ability to be
Dude does
really
not have charisma, bro.
to be extra. Hey, he has Riz though.
Oh,
I
hell nah.
disagree. Did you see
Bro,
him in that shop with that girl at the gas station or wherever that was, bro?
dude, I loved how they had that shot of him walking down the aisle, and all you could see is like his reflection in that big ass curved mirror.
Yeah.
There's
Oh
so many good
yeah.
shots, bro. There's so many good shots where he's not directly like you can't see him directly. And
Yeah.
the only times you can is in the opening for like half a second, and then the interrogation room, and then when they're watching him on the TV, like in the interrogation, like he's in the other room and they're watching him, and he's just doing his thing.
Oh my god, the scene where they were showing like the recorded feed or live feed of him,
Yeah,
that shit looks so fucking haunting, bro. Like
dude.
that was done very well. Also the scene about when he goes to the convenience store, I love how like the framing, like pretty much up until like right after that, we don't really see his face. Like they very much like kind of like hide him purposely. It'll cut right before he comes into frame, or you only get like half of his face. And then like when you do get him, he does that weird ass cuckoo shit.
Oh, actually, speaking on that, so bro, I got some news.
Okay.
Jesus, I thought
Apparently-
we were skipping the news, bro.
No, it's about Longlegs. Apparently, I was watching a video breakdown, and they said that cuckoo birds actually do something where I think they lay their eggs in like other birds' nests, and they have them like be raised by the other birds, so they don't have to do that work. And people are drawing comparisons, saying, "Isn't that kind of what Longlegs did? Like he was gonna kill Lee's mom, or he's like, or just take my deal, like be my accomplice, kind of hide me inside your basement." That's kind of what he did to them. Like he kind of came into their home, their nest, and just kind of had them like, what's the word, hide him, or he made her mom the accomplice. But people were like drawing comparisons, like why he was saying that random shit. I don't know, maybe that's a stretch. Like I get maybe why if they wrote that in, but I think that's just Longlegs being a weirdo, bro.
I think I heard someone say the exact same thing, except they were saying that a daddy longlegs spider does something similar. Like it finds other people's webs or something. I don't know if that's true. This is just all shit I think I saw online, and I did not fact check them. But
I heard
hmm.
I heard the director saying that he called the movie Longlegs just because he liked like the name. Like he's just like, I like how it sounded.
Yeah.
I thought it was gonna be. Go ahead.
Speak up, Nick.
I mean, he said he just liked how it sounded. People were trying to draw comparisons like, oh, Daddy Longlegs, like you were saying. But he was just like, nah, like it just sounds like a 70s movie title. Like I just wanted to fucking call it that. And I don't know. I kind of respect that. It is a good title.
Are y'all wearing your
intriguing.
long legs today?
Hell nah.
All right.
Fuck, bro. He's right behind me. No.
Yeah. Well, the director is the son of Anthony Hopkins, who played Norman Bates in Alfred Hitchcock's Psycho.
Yeah, I found that out after the showing as well.
Yeah, I did not know that, and when I heard that, I was like, "Damn! Like what? Like that's crazy! Like that's like a horror classic." So like it's cool to like be like, "Damn!" Like so his son went to go make like his own horror film that is, this is probably gonna be a modern classic, I would imagine. I mean, it seems like you said it's like Neon's #1 film now in terms of box office.
Yeah, box office. Yep.
Yeah,
It's crazy. I can't believe it beat Parasite. I'm gonna be honest. I'm interested.
I honestly think it's because of the marketing. I think it had such a strong like opening because like even the critics, it was at like 100% in Rotten Tomatoes. So they were like, oh dang, like the marketing isn't lying because the critics were even saying how good it was. And so I think it had a really strong opening, and then I think the legs on the movie were actually pretty good. No pun intended. I think it had good legs, bro. Like people are still going to see it even today. Like Nick just saw it, so.
Yeah, Nick finally locked in and solid, bro.
About time.
I saw it with my mom out of everybody. Chelsea didn't want to go see it.
I know why she didn't want to go see it.
She doesn't like horror movies. I gotta trick her into seeing Alien Romulus.
Dude, I'm so ready for that movie. But anyways.
Dude, it looks so good. So a couple things. I don't know if you guys missed this. I know you saw this like maybe you said like opening night, right? Or like the
saw it opening night, bro. We were locked in.
Yep.
Hey, bro. So the part where the detectives are all watching him on like the little TV in the interrogation room. There's a part where he's like, oh, there's gonna be a birthday party, and you're gonna be there, and you're gonna be there. He's like literally looking to every. He looks at Lee, and then he looks at Carrie Underwood's character, which is just crazy. I don't know if like he knew which way to look at, but it's just really eerie. And then also one of the detectives, when Lee's like, oh, like I want to go talk to him, like where is he at? I think bar for bar, she says like he's right under your feet or something like that, something along those lines. And thinking back to the film, I kind of like how, like again, there's like maybe breadcrumbs about Longlegs living under in her basement. And of course the final act when Lee like goes to the birthday party. Bro, this is a little complaint I got. Why the fuck did her bullet only have 4 guns?
I mean,
like why did the bullet only have 4 guns?
Why did the gun only got 4 bullets? That's how stupid this is, bro.
Was it only 4 bullets? Did you count?
Dude, she shoots like the sergeant twice, or maybe 3 times, and then her mom gets up to like kill the girl or whatever. She shoots her mom once, and then she points her gun to shoot at the little doll, and like it just clicks. Like, did she really only have 4 bullets?
I feel
and
like
if so, like if I'm going into a fucking house with like at least 4 people that are gonna be crazy, I'm going in there with like a full pistol, bro, maybe 2. I don't know, bro.
I mean, I feel like I can't remember the scene. I'd have to watch it because I it's been like over a month since I saw it. If it is only 4 bullets, I don't know, but I could have sworn she shot her boss at least 3 or 4 times, like just him, because I think he kept moving or he missed her, or she tried to do a non-lethal shot at first. And he kept coming, and then I think she just like lit his ass up. Hey yo, and so if she had a revolver, revolvers are usually I think 6.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like,
so if she shot 4, if she shot 4, and then she shot her mom once, then maybe she'd have 1 more. I don't know. I'd have to rewatch it. I do not recall that scene. I will say, I thought you were gonna say this. I think this is probably the part that I don't really have a good explanation for. Why? Because when they were solving the case and she was locking in and like helping the case get moved along, she asks her I guess her boss, the other detective, she says, okay, like how are these all connected, like what are the connections? And then it was like, okay, like they all happen on like they find out the birthday thing, the 14th. They all have a 14th birthday, the daughter, and they explain like how that works in some way of a triangle. I don't remember this explanation of the movie. I didn't really get it, but I'm sure it works out. But what I was gonna say is the end of the film, we find out that her boss's daughter is having a birthday, and they're going there, so they're gonna like fuck up her family. So that's why Harker is like, holy shit, I gotta go and save my boss and his family, because you meet them earlier on in the film. If he's directly working on this case and he's completely aware that the families that are targeted have daughters with the birthday on the 14th of the month, why the fuck would he not say shit? Like, they literally talk about her birthday at one point in the beginning of the film when the daughter's like, are you going to come to my birthday? Like there's like, I don't know, if it was me, I don't know why the fuck that wouldn't be mentioned. Like, I feel like, why would you not even consider that? Why is that just information that was withheld? Like, if this is a fucking active serial killer and that's his one MO that you guys know, like, that's a pretty big thing to just ignore.
I'll be like, we're not having a birthday. We're not having a birthday this year, baby. I'm sorry.
I mean, you got to do something, bro.
You forgot. Yeah, I never thought about that, to be honest. I mean, it makes sense though, on why that's a pretty big complaint. But
that's a part that I kind of pieced together. Like, of course, her birthday gets brought up. I'm like, oh, cool. Like, she talks to the kid. And then later on, when they're talking about it, like, I was already kind of seeing it from a mile away. I'm like, bro, this is gonna end with
I knew they were going to be dead.
Either the daughter's gonna get captured. Like, I don't know. You could obviously tell. I don't know. And I feel like it's a trope where you think you caught the killer. Like, Mike, have you seen 7?
I don't think so.
I doubt it.
Okay, well, like, it's the trope where you think you've caught the killer and then like everything's over, but the stakes become more personal because somebody's family's in danger, or like somebody's kid. Like, it happens in a lot of detective movies.
I mean, they do it in The Dark Knight. Mike's seen that.
Yeah, yeah, right. Like, you think that you fucking got the Joker, but Two-Face is about to kill Gary Oldman's family. So I don't know. like I said, yeah, I don't know why the sergeant would just fucking still have his daughter's birthday party. I don't know if maybe Longlegs already made her doll or something. And also, I'm wondering how it works because even if Lee couldn't shoot the doll, like, is it just the daughter that's under the trance? Because when she got to the house, the whole family is acting fucking weird. The sergeant's like, sit down. And then he goes to the fucking kitchen and he's like, all right, we're going to be right back.
Yeah, here's my thing. Why did Lee just let him kill her, bro?
Yeah, that part confused me too. I was like, why the fuck did she not get up?
There's two times that they should have called for backup. The first time is when she has the psychic tap on her shoulder by the devil to go look in the house. She's like, I want to call it in. Her partner's like, nah. Like, dude, I would have. And then this point, I get that she just wakes up after like fainting, after her doll gets destroyed, and then she gets the call to go to the birthday. So, which also, who called her? Was it her mom on the phone?
It was just probably I think it was the devil.
Yeah, it was someone's voice. It was
like,
her birthday.
Yeah.
I don't know. Hey, bro, he's got FaceTime. He's got
bro.
calls.
I completely forgot about that. I ain't gonna lie.
That's where the last act feels rushed for me. Like, I don't know. I would have called for backup. I would have at least made sure I had more guns. And yeah, I don't like how I get everyone's supposed to be under the devil's influence, and the mom maybe not so much, like, because she's an accomplice. She's kind of just sitting there making sure it all happens. Which, bro, thinking about it, that's actually kind of fucking traumatizing for the mom, bro. You just have to sit there and watch people kill each other. But yeah, I don't like how she lets the mom, the sergeant, kill like his wife.
Yeah, I thought that was
she already knows what's happening. I don't know. I don't know what I would do in that situation, low key, because it's like, bro, everyone here is clearly tweaking. Like, am I really gonna kill all these people in front of this little girl?
Wasn't like the line like she's like, oh yeah, I'll be right back, and then the guy was like, no, you won't.
Yeah, he's like, I'll be right back. You'll still be in the kitchen.
Why wouldn't if that happened? Oh yeah, he did say that. Wait,
never mind.
If she was aware of that, like, why would she not have just shot the doll once him and the wife went in the kitchen?
Yeah, she could have just walked in the house and shot the doll.
Yeah, why did she do that?
Oh, wasn't the girl holding it though? Like on her.
Yeah, she was
person?
like,
I mean, shit, I'm fucking taking that shit out of the girl's hands,
like,
bro.
move, bitch.
Yeah, because they're all under. But then that's when her mom would have gotten up and probably done something. So,
I mean, that mom's got to be like in her 50s, bro. Like, I'm kicking her ass over, and then I'm knocking the little girl over while they're in the kitchen, because the only people that can probably overpower her are the wife and the husband. So once they leave the room, I'm like, okay, my mom's sitting down. Let me like smack her ass real quick. Like, I'll kick her in the face. She's gonna knock over, and then I'm ripping the doll out of that little girl's hands, and I'm shooting it.
She was saying that if you shot the doll, they would be like they would be suffering in hell for the rest of their like. I don't remember what she said exactly, but she said that they would be in endless suffering in hell or whatever, pretty much, if she shot the doll.
Who said that?
The mom.
Each weekend.
I mean, she gotta just be saying that shit for the sake of like.
I mean, yeah, but because she made that deal or whatever, she's like, you can't break the deal with the devil or whatever. I don't like, maybe if we did this review a month ago, I would remember exactly what was said. But
I think it was something along those lines. Bro, shut up, bro. I locked in for trap. Speaking about the dolls, so after Lee like gets knocked out, we find out like it gives us literally a whole flashback to that whole opening scene. Like, Lee got approached by Longlegs. He's like, look, keep me in your house. Like, I'll make these dolls. And the way that she delivers them is she's a nun who says like, oh, you won this prize from the church. Like, let me come inside. Like, you guys got a doll. Bro, if somebody came up to you, bro, thank you. Is that be sus as fuck to you? Or do you think because she's a nun, you'd be like, oh yeah, she's chill?
No, I really do think the nun thing kind of, people like love to just like trust people based on their appearance. And when you have a woman who like, is an older woman and she's also saying she's a nun, like, of course I'm gonna like, not think of them as a threat.
Yeah, and especially if like they're religious themselves. And like they're like, oh, the local church, like, okay, bet. Like,
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
How'd you guys feel about Kiernan Shipka's character? She's actually one of the only survivors from one of these murders, and I think it's because she's at school. And
she came back.
Lee and her sergeant, she's like in a catatonic state. But after Lee and the sergeant go to this barn and they find a doll that's buried underneath like the floorboards, she wakes up. So I think that's another way the film sprinkles in that like clearly these things are connected. Like they didn't just find her and she wakes up like the same day or the next day. But I think she ends up like jumping off her roof or something at some point. Like
Yeah,
That was
she kills
after.
herself.
That was after something. Was that after Longlegs killed himself? She did that
I think so, yeah.
because she was like in that state where she wouldn't like talk or anything while she was in that asylum, and then before Harker and other detective, what is his name?
I just know it's Blair Underwood is the actor.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, and his character, once they go to visit her, they're like, "Oh, like you were here yesterday," and she was actually talking and doing all this stuff. Like she seemed way better, and so that was another thing where I was like, "Bro, like how did this guy just get in? Like how did Longlegs get in?" They're like, and then they said like you need an ID system. Like you didn't check
Bro.
an ID.
Well, no.
That part's kind of funny, low key. Like I
I
feel
thought
like
that
this
was
movie
funny
has
too.
funny dark moments where it's like, fuck, like y'all should check IDs. Like this,
Yeah.
the killer was literally here, bro, and he just slipped through your fingers.
Well, I don't think it was Longlegs that came, right? Or was it? I thought they were trying to say it was her mom that was there doing like Longlegs bidding again.
I don't know. It could have been either one, I guess.
That's how I interpreted it because I thought they were trying to say, oh, it's her mom. Like that's why she said, oh, you were just here yesterday, weren't you? Like I thought it was like she's mistaking her for her mom because they, I guess, look like each other or they're supposed to. Like oh
yeah,
I don't know. That's how I
could
took
buy
it.
that more. Maybe her mom visited.
Well, no,
her,
because-
but I don't know why she
because
would.
she was saying that she talked to the Longlegs dude, and whenever Harker was talking to the girl, she was like, "Yeah, like I'd done kill you right here where you stand if you told me to, or whatever."
But like, what? I don't. I maybe it's because I saw this shit like a month ago, but I don't remember.
That's what I'm saying. Like Nick, bro, you gotta watch movies when they come out,
Bro, if this movie is as good as it says, as you say it is, bro, you'd remember.
bro. Well, I mean, I got I've seen like 20 other movies since this movie came out. Like,
Hey, bro, pull up the Wikipedia plot.
hey, I
Well-
got that steelbook pre-ordered, so once I watch it again, I'll let you know.
Hey,
Hey,
you pre-ordered
let
the
me know
steelbook?
what comes inside of the
Yep.
book. I want to know what. Actually, this like you just reminded me. So, I heard in the comments somewhere out there in the internetverse that the early showings for this movie, there's actually a time jump after credits scene, but it was cut out of the movie, and I don't know exactly what it was, but it was supposed to be like Lee Harker, in some capacity. I don't know if she's like, I don't know. I don't know. I have no idea what it is, but they cut it out to leave the ambiguous ending, which I like. I'm glad that they didn't include that shit.
Interesting.
I am interested though if it is going to be on the extras or like the deleted scenes on your little steelbook. So hey, let us know.
I might have to.
Oh, there's one more aspect I wanted to talk about. The music in this movie is really well done. I think along with the cinematography, like the cinematography, it clearly looks like it's inspired by Seven and Silence of the Lambs with like the color palette, like the grays. A lot of it takes place during like the sun is setting. But the music in this was really well done, especially with the cold open. I like the movie, the music throughout the entire movie. I thought it did exactly what it was supposed to.
Mhm.
And I think we also get like intercuts of, I think Lee, she like it's just a cut of like a big snake, and it's like in like a red filter.
Yeah.
And I think that serpent is supposed to like represent the devil.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like in the Bible, the devil like tempts
Yeah.
Eve to eat like an apple, and he's a serpent in that. So now that I'm thinking back on it more, like there are kind of breadcrumbs there. And
well, there
Yeah.
definitely are. I'm just saying, like, seeing a snake like thrown in is not the same as seeing like a doll mind control people.
right.
I think the mind control thing is the biggest thing where I was like, wait, so the explanation for why the murders are happening is basically mind control. Like to me, that's a pretty large jump. I would have liked to see like, I guess maybe you could argue that them going to talk to the survivor, like she's clearly under some type of influence still, but I feel like it's not like explicitly like explained enough to where they're like no way she's getting mind controlled, or I don't know how you would do it. I feel like it's hard. That's why it's so hard to make a movie that is about something that appears very grounded and then it just takes this huge supernatural turn. I still think it's good. I don't get me wrong. I think we've talked a lot about like things that we like are confused with or maybe didn't like, but I still like think this movie's really good. I really enjoyed it. I think I gave it a 4 out of 5 on my Letterboxd review. I still stand by that. I think it's like an 8 out of 10. I think this could have been a 9 if the third act was a bit more tight and a bit like I kind of for me at least. I think that's kind of where it falls apart a bit. What was I gonna say? I completely forgot. But I was just gonna say, like, I think the movie is shot, like you said, Nick, very well. There's a lot of shots where there's like clearly like empty space, and you keep like looking behind, like Harker, thinking like, oh my god, like someone's gonna like, you know, pass by or like appear right there, and like it never happens. And I think that sort of filmmaking in horror is like what builds this like anxiety, this tension, and I think that's what causes people to like have like, you know, like this feeling of dread like during this film. And I think that's why I think it is a scary film. Like, it actually is scary.
Yeah, I don't know why people are saying that it's not.
They're trying to be different, you know, like how Mike is like trying to be
Yo,
different, saying Black
up,
Adam is good.
Oh my god,
bro, can't go one review without bringing up Black Adam, Mike.
Hey, I just know cinema, bro.
Get the fuck out.
I don't know if you guys noticed this, but I think there's two parts where we see like a murder happening. I think we see the Camera family farm murder, and it's all from one like perspective. The director was talking about it. He said when they were trying to film it that I think they were having a hard time like mapping out like how to do this family murder and make it look interesting. And he said they ended up just, I mean, like how you see it in the movie, they put the camera in a room and it's framed through a door, and he just got a bunch of stunt guys. And he's like, he said the thing about stunt people is they don't fuck up. Like, they just completely improvise. And if they do, it ends up working out. So that whole scene where the dad's like killing the mom with the axe, I think he kills a priest too. It was all stunt people, and they had people that were outside of the frame with like little blood cannons, just like shooting it whenever they got killed off a frame. I thought that scene was done really well.
Yeah. Apparently it was done in one take, and I
said easy.
And I also thought when watching the film that scene, or like that angle, because we're watching from someone's eyes, and I assumed that it was the doll, but upon like thinking about it, I think it's actually the mom, like Harker's mom,
The witness.
Yeah, because she's the one that goes in there. So, and it makes sense that like at one point the wife like runs up to her and is like, oh my god, like help or something, and she just like gets fucking axed in the back. So I think that's actually the perspective of her.
Oh yeah, because I was like, why is she asking help from the doll?
Yeah.
So yeah, that makes sense. Okay.
Well, yeah, at one point too, that like there's a priest there, and he walks by the door and he looks at the door and he smiles, and I'm like,
yeah, exactly. So she would.
Man, that's kind of fucked. Why did she bring it? She dragged a priest into this shit, bro.
Yes, sir.
Hey, had to make it look realistic.
All she had to do was deliver the doll. She didn't have to fucking bring her bro.
Hey, let us go,
bring her bro.
Jeez.
Jesus.
All right, is there anything else you guys want to talk about the movie?
Did y'all like the aspect ratio changes? I actually really enjoyed that.
I really enjoyed that.
Yeah.
I like the cold open, how it's kind of like that classic like 30. I think they actually shot that on 35 millimeter. A lot of the murder scenes from like, because this takes place from like the early 70s all the way up to like the 90s, because Clinton is president. There's a bunch of Clinton, bro. I swear he had more screen time than Nick Cage. But yeah, I like how that was shot. The aspect ratio was really cool.
I agree.
I love when films do that. Like, it's just more engaging. You're focused more on because there's less in the frame.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, overall, I feel like we talked a lot about the parts we didn't like, but I do think this movie's very good despite all that. Do y'all think this is going to just be a standalone thing, or do you think they're going to try and get the director to make a sequel to it?
No, it needs to be a standalone thing. I'm actually looking right now. Oz Perkin's his next project is titled The Monkey, I think. It looks like the monkey from like Call of Duty Zombies.
Bro, no way, the symbol monkey.
Bro, yes, bro. Look, and it has Elijah Wood in it from Lord of the Rings. It has whoever plays She-Hulk in it. She's gonna be in this movie.
Shit. Tatiana Maslany.
Yeah, and then Theo, what's his name? Theo something is also in it. Hang on, I lost it. Hang on, let me look. I got it right here. Yeah, it's called so it's got Theo James, Elijah Wood, Tatiana Maslany, and it's slated for 2025.
Okay.
Dude, he wrapped up filming. That's crazy.
On that?
Says when twin brothers Hal and Bill discovered their father's old monkey toy in the attic, a series of gruesome deaths start occurring all around them.
Damn.
So we're gonna have to see. So obviously not Longlegs 2, which I'm glad. I think they need to leave it alone.
Yeah. I think even in the interview, someone was like, "Are we getting a sequel?" And he was like, "Fuck no!" Like he said it in the most blunt way possible. He was like, "Nah."
Yeah.
Hey, so
which I'm glad, dude.
we're waiting for the monkey now.
Yeah,
I mean,
I'm
the
glad
monkey sounds
too.
cool. I like Elijah Wood, bro.
Yeah, me too.
I think there's too many films that are forced into having sequels because they did well and then they end up fucking themselves.
Quiet Place 2.
Huh? A Quiet Place 2 is good.
I mean,
Never saw it, bro.
Well, then that's on you. You can't say that. Like, you can't use that as an example for a movie that's bad from its predecessor. You haven't seen the movie.
I mean, the first one was good on its own, bro. The second one was just milking it.
But you haven't even seen it, so you don't even know what the whole premise of the movie is.
Bro, they already got a third Quiet Place out this year, bro.
Dude, but that's a prequel, so it's not even elaborating off the other ones, bro. You're done.
But it's building upon the lore.
You're done, bro.
If I had a Longlegs prequel, bro.
Don't you want to know how it started?
Oh,
I mean, yeah, bro. It happened in New
Okay,
York,
exactly. So they gave you a movie for it.
Oh my god, bro. Hey, go get Black Adam before.
Bro, you haven't even seen day one yet, so I don't know why you brought this up.
Dude,
why are you getting so offended? I'm just trying to.
Because you're saying that the movies are bad and they're not.
I'm trying to add to his point that movies get unnecessary sequels.
If you want to give a better example, do like Venom and Venom 2 or something, bro. Like Jesus Christ.
Hey, bro, Venom 2 is fire though.
Dude, you're dumb.
Dude, my God, so weird, bro.
You see the third, dude.
Like, bro, like, why is he saying Quiet Place 2 is a bad movie? Like, that was actually a good example of how to capitalize off the first.
I mean, it can be good, but is it necessary?
I mean, if it's good, I think it's necessary. The Joker 2, is that necessary? I mean, if it's bad, no. If it's good, then sure, yeah, I'll accept it.
Okay, I'll say this.
Dude, my God,
Jesus,
so
fucking
weird, bro.
Because it was such a bad example.
Maybe Jurassic Park 2. Or even the newer ones, bro. Those are ass.
Imagine if how good Jurassic Park would be if it was not a franchise and it was just that first one.
Jeez. Bro, they could make more money off of just re-releasing the original like every couple of years than making these shit movies.
It's like Jaws too. Like I have only seen the first one, but I know there's like 5. Like why do we have 5?
Dude, I don't know.
Have you seen Sharknado?
Hell no.
Bro, the Meg 2?
Yeah.
That's a good example. The Meg 2, bro.
Actually, I gotta watch the Meg 2, bro.
Well, the Meg itself is already a stupid.
Jeez. Hey, here's a good example. Terminator 2, bro.
I know that's a bad example. Terminator 2 is really fucking good. It's probably.
I was gonna say I thought Terminator 2 was good.
I'm saying like in the sense where like the sequel actually outshines the original, in my opinion.
I mean, that's not what you said.
It goes against your point.
You were comparing bad movies.
Well, I'm just looking at all the sequels now.
But but if you think about it though, there's like 7 Terminator movies now, and only the first 2 are good.
Oh yeah, that series fucking killed itself.
Exactly. Yep.
It's so bad.
Anyway,
bro, it's like y'all got that one comment on one of your videos, and they're like, "Bro, every remake of everything has been trash and always will be trash." And like that's one of the dumbest comments I've ever seen in my life. Because remakes are like everything nowadays are basically remakes, and a lot of them are done well and way better than their predecessor.
Hey, the new Planet of the Apes franchise is pretty like on level with the old one, bro. And I remember like watching all of those, the ones from like the 60s.
Jesus, you've seen all of those,
bro? Yeah.
I just know like the very first one leaves you on like the biggest cliffhanger, and you're like, "What?" But I haven't seen it.
All right, we're gonna see.
It's pretty fire. All right, is there anything else y'all want to say on Longlegs? I think I've kind of said all I've said. We can maybe give our final ratings.
I think I'm good. I've said my piece.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna agree with Josh. I'm gonna give this. What did you give it? Like a 4.5 out of 5?
I give it a 4 out of 5.
4 out of 5. Yeah, I think I'm probably in the same boat. Like a 4 out of 5, maybe like a 4.5. Upon rewatch, and this movie's really, it's like one of those more viewings enhances the movie. I think if I saw it again, maybe a couple more times, I'd appreciate it. I like the whole aesthetic. I like the whole vibe behind the movie. Like I said, the cinematography is great. The sound design is really good. Nick Cage is crazy. And I think when Josh and I were talking about it, this is like it's a movie where his acting is over the top, but it kind of works
Mhm.
for his character.
Yeah.
The only complaint I have is maybe just more breadcrumbs in the beginning about like what this was going to be about, and also maybe like a higher reason of why. And you know, I get it, like it's the devil, like this dude just wants to cause chaos. Like I don't want it to be some kind of lazy reason. I just kind of wanted maybe more motivation behind why Longlegs did what he did, because I get he's a servant of the devil, but you know, I don't know, is he possessed himself? Does he have his own doll? Like why did he kill himself? Stuff like that's kind of left unanswered. I would just like to know the answers to. And that's what's keeping the film from like a perfect film. But if I rewatch it again, it might go up. Maybe.
I mean, you could also argue that ambiguity is better than having an answer, but I guess that depends on the person.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't know. I think for me, this very well might have been a 9, a 4.5 if I hadn't had my expectations so high because of the marketing. Like I may have liked this more and given it, because I don't think I would have given this a 5. I think I might have given it a 4.5 if I didn't have such high expectations going into it. I think those definitely faltered, especially in the third act for me, because I was like, oh my god, where is this going? And then when I saw where it was going and what we ended up getting, I was like, okay, like that was kind of my reaction. Like, and I'm like, damn, like I was expecting something crazier, or I don't know, like more concise at least. But
yeah,
that doesn't take away from it. I do think maybe upon a rewatch, whenever that steelbook come in, watching it in the home theater, I think knowing where it's going, it might be one of those films where, like, you know, you notice something new on each viewing and you appreciate everything, because it's made very well. Like you said, the music, the cinematography, like the way that the films are framed with like empty space, like it just all adds to this feeling of like dread. And I will say, this movie, for the longest time after I saw it, I just couldn't stop thinking about it, like thinking about, okay, like what did this mean, or like, oh, like what about this? And I feel like that's the sign that it is a scary movie, because I couldn't shake it from my head. And it was like, I haven't seen a horror film that's done that in forever.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's very good. I'd give it like a 4 out of 5, 8 out of 10.
I agree.
There you go.
What you rate them, Mike?
I rated it a 4 out of 5. I wasn't swayed either way before the movie, like by the marketing or anything. Just like I said, I don't really watch these movies all the time. I know like some people have, like this is like all they watch are horror movies. Like my brother only watches these horror movies, bro. And so he hasn't seen it yet. He'll probably watch it when it comes out in streaming.
How did you see it before him?
Because he just watches everything whenever it comes out in streaming. So I'm curious to see what he thinks. Like, bro, this dude
sees everything 2 months later.
This dude glazes Hereditary, bro. And so I'm curious to see how he like compares this to that, because that's like one of his favorite horror movies of all time. So I'm curious.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm curious.
Yeah, speaking of what Josh was saying, and then we can wrap it up. Like, I feel like maybe this is just a product of, I mean, the marketing was good, but I don't know how much of y'all read the reviews, or at least the negative reviews, because I know this thing was getting praised compared to like Silence of the Lambs. If y'all saw any negative reviews or people shitting on this movie on Letterboxd before you went in to go see it, because like in this day and age of the internet where people are constantly putting their opinions online, I mean, like we're making a podcast about this. Like, granted, it's late, but if someone was to put a bad review of this online and someone read it, like that could influence like, oh, this movie's not even going to be that good. It's not going to be that scary. I mean, maybe this is just a movie that you should go in and see like blind. You know, maybe watch a couple trailers. Don't even watch like the last couple that come out. And as hard as it is, try to stay offline and see spoilers. I know on Twitter you can like block out words or certain like topics, which is cool. You can go like that far to like block out spoilers. But yeah, with zero expectations and just going in to see like a horror movie, something original, something that's well done. It's not made for cheap scares. There's, like you said, only a couple jump scares. This movie does have like a really eerie, like dreadful feeling to it. And I think that it's above a lot of the horror movies that have not only come out this year so far, but also in the past couple of years, maybe even the past decade. It's well done.
I agree.
But yeah, I think that's all we're going to say on Longlegs. We're going to wrap up the review.
Wait, hold on real quick. I got one more thing. Mike.
Okay.
Mike, you saying this is a 4 out of 5?
Yeah.
So it's on the same level as Black Adam.
Oh my god,
So-
bro! There's no way this is on the same
Bro,
level.
look.
This movie is better than Black
All
Adam.
right, Nick, what'd you rate Trap? A 4? So is this on the same scale as Trap?
I dropped Trap half a star, so it's 3.5 on me.
Oh, now you dropped it.
This dude be
Interesting.
backing out, bro. That's crazy.
Dude, I'm not gonna defend Trap before the review.
Dude be
Bro,
tapping
anyways, until the Trap review.
well, fuck. Hey,
Black
don't
Adam is
don't
on a
deflect,
scale,
bro.
bro. Look, I'm not backing out like Nick did, bro.
Pause.
Look, I have Black Adam on a scale, bro, because the DCU was at a low point, and I was like, look, this is actually good
been
for a
at the low
DCU
point.
movie. So I'm gonna scale it up a little bit. Like it's a 4 out of 5.
Get the fuck out.
Bro,
There's
look,
no
let
way
me
you have these
rewatch
two
Black
movies on the
Adam.
same, bro.
Let
No
me.
way.
I mean, obviously, Longlegs is the better movie, but just let me rewatch the movie again, bro. Like I've only seen it once. I came out the theater hype. Okay,
Oh, you seen Black Adam like 6 times, right?
I've seen it once.
Bro, no way.
I've literally only seen it once. Yes.
Hey,
Cap.
hey, wait! They have a steelbook for sale right now, bro. You're gonna get the
Dude, I
Black Adam
saw it. It was
steelbook?
like $18. I'm not gonna lie. Josh, I almost bought it and
Dude.
seen like the order confirmation. I was like, bro, guess what? But I didn't.
Fuck out, bro.
On his
No
wish list.
way.
I didn't buy it though.
Oh
I
my
didn't buy
god.
it.
No way it's 19. I mean, actually, that makes sense, bro. No one's buying it. They're trying to get rid of those.
Hey, it was a cool steelbook cover, bro. It's just The Rock.
Yeah,
How
that's
much
it.
is
It's just the
long
rock.
legs?
Yep, just him sitting in his throne, bro.
Hey, yo.
Like Fortnite,
I think I'm gonna get that long leg steelbook as well.
as you should.
I mean, I guess that's the review. To wrap it up, I also really like the poster designs for this movie.
Yeah.
I like how they actually used the shot where Lee's mom like shoots that other agent. Like she just blows her fucking head off with
Bro,
a shotgun.
twice, double tap
Dude,
that.
I know,
that was
she
insane.
did double tap. I was like, well, she isn't dead.
She had to walk
She's
to the other
fucking
side just to get a
fucking dead
first
now.
shot in, bro.
Yeah, I like how they used the shot of like Lee putting the hand over her hand, like her mouth, for a poster. I thought that was really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you haven't seen Longlegs, I hope that you aren't listening. If you have, let us know what you guys think. Let us know if you guys think that Nick Cage did a really good job, and let us know if you're excited for the monkey. Is it the Monkey Man or the monkey?
The monkey, just the monkey. Yep.
Oh, yeah, we
Bro, we got 2 movies out this year called Monkey.
Hey,
There's
nah,
Monkey Man and
Monkey
then the
next
monkey.
year, bro.
Yeah, monkey's
shit,
next
bro.
year, 2025.
Hey, we're gonna be seated.
Anyway,
I agree.
Black
I'm
Adam
excited.
and Longlegs are on the same level.
Yep.
So
That's gonna be the review title. Black Adam is as good as Longlegs.
Cam
That would actually
Longlegs
be a
exceed
crazy.
Black
That'd be a
Adam's
crazy title, bro.
expectations.
People would probably click on that shit faster.
what the fuck? Like,
Yeah. Why Black Adam is better than Longlegs?
Just be like Longlegs, the best movie since Black Adam? Question mark.
Oh my God. Just sneak it in there,
oh shit! No, we have to do that. That's actually funny as fuck.
dude.
Wait,
That's
wait,
so
no,
fucking
Nick,
dumb.
in the thumbnail, just like take some crazy Longlegs shot, like something Longlegs related, and then just have Black Adam in the background on his throne, just like.
Do like the circle and the arrow. Just be like,
yeah, do that, dude. That should be funny as fuck,
Look,
bro.
the devil pulls up in Black Adam too, so like they
Oh
correlate.
my
Like,
God,
oh
they're
my
dude.
connected,
god,
bro.
dude,
Oh,
no.
Yes,
I
sir.
fucking forgot about that. That's how fucking stupid that.
Hey,
plot
the
is,
devil's
bro.
been plotting since Black Adam,
Bro,
bro.
the devil
like,
was more shoehorned into Black Adam than he fucking was Longlegs, and you gotta admit that, bro.
That is
like, where the
facts.
fuck did the
Oh
devil
my
come
God.
out of? He literally just comes
Hey.
out of the water, and Black
yes,
Adam's
sir.
like,
let him cook.
dude, no, he looks like a
You
dumbass.
said
He
let
looks
him-
like a shitty version of Hellboy.
Yeah, he looks
He
like
has-
ass, bro.
I agree.
Dude,
Hey,
this
it's
guy
still a 4 out of
agrees.
5 though. Still a 4
His
out of
rating
5.
is still the same. God,
Dude, Nick,
alright.
you have to do that, bro. Please.
Hey,
Okay,
it makes
I
sense now. Like it makes
It'll
sense.
be funny. It'll be
Alright.
funny.
All right, thank you guys for listening.
Jeez.
All of our Twitter is in the description, Instagram, all that. Our letterboxes are down there too. So is Mike's.
You better be.
You can go look at all his whack takes on his letterbox. Trust me, you're gonna see some crazy ass shit on there.
We're gonna link the Black Adam review in the description. So if you straight up want to see this dude's thoughts, we're not capping. This is not a running joke, bro. This is real.
Yeah, we'll link his and we'll link the Black Adam review. All right, thank you guys for listening. We'll see you guys on the next one.
Goodbye.